Hey Collective and Soul Tribe, happy Thursday. Today's Thursday, May 7th. Okay, it is Baby Friday. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. All right, let's jump right into it with these oracle messages just to see what you guys might need to know for today. All right, I will be starting with the Sword of Light oracle messages, and then I'll continue on with other oracle messages. And I also have angel numbers as well. So let's see what you guys might need to know. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful Thursday. All right, so let's see what you need to know. So Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective at this time today? What do they need to know for May 7th at this time? Please give them clarity and understanding whenever they see this message or video. Okay. Yep. So this is saying be the real you. Okay. So I know a lot of people talk about house placements, and honestly, Google is free. Okay, like I'm not trying to throw shade at anybody, but there's a lot of videos that I see online where people are talking about new spiritualists and these new age, tarot readers and blah blah blah, and it's like, well, you know what I don't understand with people, instead of being judgmental and throwing shade at people who are doing tarot readings and stuff like that, I don't know if it's just the community itself, but instead of being shady and throwing shade at people, maybe just inbox them and message them and say, hey, like I've been doing, readings or tarot for how many years, and I think this, or, I wanted to share this with you because I noticed that you're new to tarot and blah, blah, blah. Like, instead of being like a community like that, instead people are throwing shade, throwing videos. That's why I post videos the way that I do, and I'm like, I don't care what nobody thinks about me. Like, Google is free. If you don't believe what I'm saying, you can Google it. You know what I'm saying, guys? So that could be significant for some of you guys when it comes to the number 6. Okay, 6th house talks about, not just health and wellness, but it talks about your daily routines. It talks about your work habits, how you service other people, and hygiene. Okay, daily routines, hygiene, and things of that matter. Okay, even when it comes to like mental health and wellness, that's significant as well. But there's something about you being able to be the real you, being authentic to yourself. Okay, this is about love and family and things like that. So you could be dealing with certain things where, you're being called to do heart-centered type of things, whether this is leadership or work or whatever the case is. There's something about your greatest power comes from being who you truly are. Okay, not allowing anyone to sway you from expressing your authenticity and who you are. Okay, so that could be confirmation. Like, the reason why I'm bringing this up too is because I'm noticing that it doesn't matter what community people go into, there's always a small group of people that just seem to be haters, or instead of like educating certain people or just communicating to people, they would rather throw shade to new generations as if they were not once in a place where they were young, learning, and new, right? And that's another thing too. It may not even be about tarot only. It could be in your day-to-day life, especially jobs, okay? It's like you could work at certain places with people where, they can make it seem like because they've been working there for how many years, so anybody who comes after them that's new, it's like, why do I need to train them? Like, I'm above them. Or, why do I need to train somebody new when they're not going to last? Or, that kind of energy where people are just being negative because maybe they had to go through a lot in order to learn what they learned. And that's why a lot of times people don't understand that some people just have a natural gift for certain things. So you could be working at a job and you've never done that job before, but for some reason you're just a natural talent at it. So being the real you is, very significant. Be authentic to yourself. Okay, if people don't want to believe what you have to say, like say you post content or whatever the case is, Google is free. Okay, anybody can go online and look at the house placements. Okay, anybody can go online and search certain things up. So everyone has that freedom. But the reason why I'm calling it out too is because people like to make other people feel bad for what they do or how they show up for themselves. So even if you don't like how somebody shows up, it is what it is. You have your people that, attract to you. This person has their people that attract to them. There's no competition. Everybody's in the same field. But instead of being there as a community, you have people that, because they had to learn things on their own or do things by themselves, there's this energy of, well, because I had to suffer, you have to suffer too. Or, I'm going to make you look dumb because I have these X amount of years of experience. And you know how many times I've seen people who are younger than me who know more than me, and I'm like, well, damn, teach me a thing or two, okay? Like, that's just my energy. So some of you guys could be like that, where you keep it real, you're authentic, you don't shy away from certain topics or conversations where people could possibly judge you. You don't care, okay? And when you don't care, it's a very freeing feeling, because when other people are there trying to throw jabs or shade or, do certain things, you're the one that's actually showing up, trying to change energies when it comes to positivity or building community and things like that. And not everybody's like that. It's funny how people will project their insecurities onto other people, but not realize when somebody's actually trying to do something for the betterment of their community or their space, right? So for some of you guys, your loved ones are safe, okay? There's something about letting go of your fears, okay? When it comes to maybe family, friends, things like that. Maybe you guys are wanting to move forward. Like I said, stability and new beginnings are very significant. 5 talks about, change and things like that. If we're looking at house placements, this could be anything, right? 4th house could be about building new foundations. This could be about, your roots, family, things like that, okay? Home matters could also be significant. With the number 1, this could be about you, okay? So you could be stepping into your own independence. And also with the 5th house, this talks about, for some of you guys, this could be about like self-expression, okay? Expressing yourself, or, taking a gamble when it comes to you being your authentic self or creating something new, right? Whatever this energy is, though, there is something about it being a blessing in disguise, okay? So there's something about having patience with the number 33, okay? 3 talks about your creativity and also, like I said, self-expression. So there's something about that when it comes to that energy. Communication could be significant. So this could be about the mind, how you think, and how you also communicate with people, places, and things, okay? Even when it comes to travel, this could be short distance travels. So this could be somebody like in the same environment as you, or somebody that's not far away, but there's something about communication that could be significant, okay? Yeah, your prayers being answered at this time. So yeah, there's something that you could have prayed about, and there's something about your prayers being answered. Staying the course could be very significant too, and having no fear, okay? Releasing fear and releasing that energy so that you guys can move forward. So take what resonates with that, guys, but this could be clarity for some of you guys as well. So Spirit, what other messages do you have for the collective at this time? Thank you. So simply love, okay? 6s, okay? And it's funny how this is coming right underneath this. So yeah, simply love when it comes to your energy, being the real you, right? Loving on yourself, okay? This is self-love as well. It's like if you're around people who try to change you on your authenticity, then they don't like you for who you are. You know what I'm saying, guys? People who genuinely like you for who you are. I said this about my post yesterday, where when it comes to authenticity, and it's so funny how it's showing up in the message today, if people rock with you, they rock with you. And if they don't, they don't. It is what it is. But a lot of times in life, people may think that because if you have a certain amount of followers, or if you have a certain amount of people that are like kissing your ass, excuse my language, okay, there's something about that where people think that you care about those things, but you don't care. You care about authenticity. You care about truth. You care about speaking up about certain things that you see that a lot of people don't seem to want to talk about, or they just don't want to shed light on it and acknowledge it, okay? And you could be the one that's doing that when it comes to this energy. Books could be very significant too, okay? So take what resonates with that. Maybe you could read people like a book, okay? Reading people like a book. Knowledge could be significant, okay? There's something about wisdom, right? So some of you guys may have a lot of knowledge and wisdom about a lot of things, even if you've only been here for a short period of time, right? A lot of people think that age means wisdom, and sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it's not, right? So yeah, changing your focus with the number 5. I did say something about 5s, okay? There's something about changing your focus. You guys could be focusing on yourself, like I said, not focusing on what other people are doing, not focusing on what other people have going on. You are focusing on your mental well-being and what you have going on. And you could be dealing with people, like I said, where they want you to care about what they have going on. They want you to care about their problems, their burdens, when you have your own problems and burdens to deal with as well. So 5th house talks about, like I said, you guys, when it comes to like creativity, self-expression, etc., you guys are moving forward, okay? We have believe and succeed with the number 6, and then we also have success and growth. So you guys are stepping into your power. Both are very significant when it comes to you guys moving on and moving forward. Something about moving on to like calmer waters, or being able to trust the path that you guys are on, okay? Even when it comes to dealing with people, like I said, you could be dealing with people that are trying to make you change your focus, and you are focusing on things that are actually important and that matter. You're trying to build community on your own time, or you're trying to build something in your own life, and you could have other people that are just, they don't have anything to build. You know, like some people, they've already been there, done that, they've lived their life, they have their money, they have their kids, they have this, they have that. But like when it comes to the collective, it's almost like people don't want you to be happy. Okay, they don't want you to be happy, or they don't want you to find success in what you like to do. Okay, so some of you guys that either you work, or you have a business, or you do something that you enjoy doing, people could be mad at you because you're not struggling, or you're not going through the same struggles as them. And I think that's really weird, you know? And just a side note, the reason why I say that's weird too is because when I was at my old job and I was training people, I always made sure that if I trained that person felt comfortable, that person felt safe, and that person felt comfortable enough to come and ask me questions if they needed help. Is it my responsibility? No. You know what I mean? No. Managers are there. People who have been there before me, they're there. But at the same time, why would I treat somebody that is new like that when I know what it's like to be new in an environment, or new in a certain place, right? And that is why I don't like a lot of people that like to click up and group up with people, because usually those are the people that can't do things on their own. You know, they can't do things by themselves. They always have to have somebody with them to do something. And that is why usually when it comes to jobs and things like that, or people, places, and things, I will always continue to be a lone wolf. And some of you guys can understand the message behind this because you believe in yourself. Okay, collective, you believe in yourself. You always believed in yourself. You know that once you leave a certain environment, a place, an energy, whatever it is, you know that you're going to succeed. You know that you're going to grow because you're stepping into your power and you're stepping into your manifestations. Leadership is very significant, and also dedicated efforts when it comes to love. Like I said, you guys are doing something that actually benefits you or makes sense to you, while you could have been dealing with people where they're focusing on the wrong things. You're trying to change your focus and focus on things at 12:12 on the time, like the choices that you make too. You're making a choice to focus on things that actually bring change, not to your own self, but to other people, right? And you could have other people focusing literally on the wrong things. Okay, so it may not be for everybody, but you literally could be dealing with people who are always focusing on them when it comes to the energy. It's like you don't even care about what people have going on in their own lives. You just want to make sure that you show up for yourself and show up for people in a positive energy. And not everybody deserves your light. Not everybody deserves your essence, right? And that it also comes with discernment. So take what resonates with that too for some of you guys in the collective. But know that this is a blessing in disguise, whatever this blessing is. But there's something happening in the energy where you guys, you guys are listening deeply when it comes to yourself. It's like everybody wants to tell you what you should do, or how you should act, or how you should move, or how you this or you that. And a lot of times people don't know that you're connected to the divine. You receive dreams, you receive visions, you receive, communication. Even ears ringing and things like that, or angel numbers, are very significant. You receive communication from the divine. So when people try to tell you what you should do on your path, when you're actually receiving downloads from the divine, it's almost like you're looking at people like, mind your business. Because why didn't you listen to your intuition when you had your intuition, right? You guys are listening to your intuition when it comes to dealing with people, places, and things, and you're calling things out, because at the end of the day, people really think that you have time to worry about what they have going on when you have your own stuff to worry about as well, right? And that's why a lot of you guys are trying to change your focus, because the more that you focus on what actually matters to you and not what matters, the more that you manifest what matters, okay? It's almost like if you don't like an energy, like for example, a job, right? And the reason why I say this is because everybody goes through this when it comes to jobs. If you're at a job that you don't like, and you're trying to focus on finding a new job whenever you go home, or whatever the case is, you're going to focus on that new job more than the energies that are at the old job, because you don't want that anymore. You want something brand new. But then you could have other people in your energy who feel like, no, we don't want you to move away from this old job. We want you to stay and suffer like the rest of us. Like, you know, like crabs in a bucket or crab in a barrel type of energy, where like everybody's trying to step on each other just so that they can get by or get ahead. That's the energy that I'm picking up. You guys are listening to your intuition very deeply, and you guys are saying things that, you know, make sense to you when it comes to you being real. You know what I mean? Like, you're not sugarcoating certain things. You're not hiding. You're not doing any of that. And like I said, you could be dealing with people, like I said, when it comes to them trying to change your focus, you're focusing on your success and growth. Okay, so take what resonates with that too. Yeah, we have strength and guidance. Like I said, you guys are following your inner knowing, okay? You guys are having strength and guidance at this time, following your inner knowing, following your inner path, your inner compass. And like I said, you could have other people worrying about your path more than they worry about their own path. And that is very significant too. It's like, if you're worried about your own path, then why is someone else who should be worried about their path, why they focus on yours so badly? Right? And you don't even, confirmation with the horn, you don't even know that this person is focusing on your path because you're so focused on what you have going on. It's not until certain things start happening in your energy, then you start to realize that, oh, I see what this person is on and I see what this energy is about, but you still have strength and guidance because you know better. You know, you always know better. You always find ways to change your focus. And that could bother a lot of people in your energy. Yeah, you guys could be taking a step back when it comes to this energy, okay? So taking a step back for some of you guys when it comes to you guys moving forward, that could be very significant. Like I said, you guys are focusing on what matters for you. You guys are focusing on, you know, maybe focusing on your path. Like I said, taking a step back from people, places, and things could be very significant, okay? And that could be clarity too. It's like every time you take a step back away from certain environments, people, places, whatever this energy is, it's like you always find some type of way to receive some type of conscious downloads or, you know, confirmations or something. Okay, yeah, take charge and action. Okay, so some of you guys, when it comes to you taking a step back, that is you taking charge and action. Taking a step back for some of you guys could mean that you're focusing on your peace and your sanity, okay? And because of that, you guys are going to expect miracles. At the bottom of the deck, we have honesty and communication, and you cutting the cords when it comes to people. So you could have cut the cords when it comes to someone's energy at this time. Cutting the cords and also doing the work, okay? Yeah, sacred plan. You guys are cutting the cords and also doing the inner work. And I think there's another card that was showing up too. Yeah, ask and receive, and then we have healing energy, okay? And then I think there's also the answer yes, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Or it's healing energy with inner child. Yeah, so there's something about you healing your inner child or healing something in your inner child where people could have tried to like control you or tried to say things about you or, you know, make you look like a certain way, and you're literally just there minding your business, being your authentic self. So you're going to expect miracles because maybe you guys are taking a step back and you guys are focusing, like I said, on things that matter. Yeah, we have reward with the number 88. So some of you guys could be rewarded for your efforts, your time, your energy. Okay, there's something about growth as well, right? But take what resonates with the number 88. We also have here unconditional love with the number 24. So there's something about you guys being rewarded because of your unconditional love. And this may not be for everybody, but yeah, adventure. Okay, moving forward, shift, okay, and change. Okay, so there's something about your energy that's going through a shift or a change. Butterflies are very significant. Even if you're not seeing butterflies, there's something about change and transformations that you guys are going through, okay? And also twin flame energy could be significant, and also release. So like I said, you guys could be releasing, you know, certain connections, cutting the cords with certain people, connections. Stability is very significant. Worrying about your stability, whether this is, you know, financially, mentally, physically, okay? That is what you guys are changing your focus on. And then we have taking action, okay? So take what resonates with that, guys. I'm going to end it here, but thank you guys for the love and the support. I appreciate you guys. Follow me on YouTube and TikTok. My website is www.mysteriouslyunique.ca. You guys can book a reading or check out my blog and things like that. But I'm going to end it here. So thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. And I will see you guys in the next reading or video. All right, guys. Have a wonderful Thursday. And I hope to see you next time. All right, guys. Bye, guys.